everybody, recently I did a retro swap box for all my 6-month and longer Patreon supporters. What it was I filled a large USPS flat rate box full of retro goodness, mostly gaming but some non, including a Ghostbusters VHS tape, a Keep Calm and Game On coaster, and the soundtrack to Beverly Hills 90210 on CD. I also include box copies of Burger Time for the NES, Virtual Racing Deluxe for the 32X, Caesar's Palace, and Toy Story for the Sega Genesis. I also included Mad and MASH for the 2600, Brother in Arms for the PSP, Galaga, Choplifter, and Jinx for the 7800, an early hardback copy of Michael Crichton's first book, The Andromeda Strain, along with Williams Arcade's Greatest Hits for the Genesis, Diddy Kong Racing 64, and a Jungle Hunt Commodore 64 computer chip. I also included Heavy Barrel for the NES, Star Force for the Famicom, Royal Dealer with an overlay for the Intellivision, and the Majors Pro Baseball for Game Gear, a Leonardo doll, an Aladdin cup, and a Luigi ring, a Frogger plug-and-play, Bugs Bunny and Double Trouble for your Genesis, and a Comic Book Guy Simpsons Burger King toy, as well as Namco Museum for the PS2, Call of Duty Black Ops for the Wii, Pinball Hall of Fame for the PS2, a brand new sealed copy of Air Sea Battle for the 2600, and complete copies of Astro Smash, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and Tron Mazatron for the Intellivision, Sonic Chaos, Lion King, Sonic 2, and Poker Face Paul's Blackjack for the Game Gear, Dragon Warriors Monster for the Game Boy, Namco Museum, Beyblade, Kingdom Hearts, and a Cartoon Network Collection Game Boy Advance video, all for the GBA, and a bunch of random manuals and inserts. Now let's see what I got back in the box when it returned to me. Okay, after visiting several of my Patreon supporters all over the United States, the box has come back to me. Whenever someone got it, they could take out up to half the contents as long as they replace what they took out and send it to the next person. And so here it is back. First, some things that came back that I originally put in. So nobody was in the mood for Call of Duty Black Ops or the PSP Brother in Arms game. This one surprised me a little bit. No one wanted MASH for the 2600. I thought that was a somewhat rare game. Lion King and Sonic 2 for the Game Gear also came back, as well as Galaga and Choplifter. So those are the games that returned to me. Now let's look at some stuff that was surprises for me. So let's see. First of all, someone put in this computer store bag, which features the Commodore. Advertises Commodore computers. That's interesting. I also got back this case, which was, I wasn't sure what it was until I opened it. And if you open it up, has a bunch of styluses for the DS and some DS games. So let's see, we got Jam Session, Top Spin 3, Cake Mania, Cookin' Mama, and New Super Mario Brothers, which is actually a DS game that I've wanted for a while, but I had yet to get until now. So that's pretty cool. All right, also got a Nintendo Power advertisement. Got some comic books, got a Batman comic book, and on the other side is a Superman comic book. This Pokemon, it's from Japan. It's some sort of like a manga or something. I think it's based on the movie, but, you know, a bunch of interesting stuff inside. And a rather recent Superman kind of guide. Just goes over kind of the history of Superman in Hollywood and such, and comics and such. So that looks like interesting. It's like a magazine kind of sort of thing. Got another CD back, and a DVD I think is in this too. It's Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. A boxed copy of Demon Attack for the 2600. Really nice looking, like those shiny Magic boxes. A Dick Tracy Show DVD. I remember seeing this cartoon before school a few times, so looking forward to checking this out. And here's a kind of a highly regarded game, from what I understand, Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube. Also got another great GameCube game, Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. That is a great game. Got a boxed NFL football for your Intellivision. And an Arcadia 2001 game, Space Raiders. I do have an Arcadia. I don't know if I have Space Raiders or not, so I'll have to dig it out and see if I do. How about a sealed Game Boy Advance video for Dragon Ball GT? For some reason, I like those video cartridges. A Space Invaders sliding puzzle, brand new. That's pretty cool. So you got a manual for Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've heard of these. I've never seen them before. I'm surprised how small it is. This is one of the unauthorized Atari 2600 throwback zines. This is number 3. And it's not really a magazine. It's like a tiny book. It's like a Reader's Digest size book, except thinner than that. But I was surprised. Kind of cool. And this hardback Conan book, as well as this little advertisement for some expo coming up in 2019. All right, let's see. Got some of these might have been mine, but I got a Nintendo Power ad, some manuals, game catalogs, Joust for the 2600. You know, oh, and then we got upside down Wolfenstein: The New Order for the 360. Got a Mario Galaxy pin, Avengers playing cards, and looks like some silicone grips for the Switch. And let's see, what else do I got? Got a bunch of games here. Let's see. So we got, this is interesting. Looks like it's Lawnmower Man. It's a Super Famicom cartridge, but the Super Nintendo sticker. So I'm guessing that someone used an SNES sticker and put it on the Super Famicom version. It's my first Famicom game, along with this right here, Super Fire Pro Wrestling 2, which is pretty cool. I don't think that came to the States, so that's cool to see. Another wrestling game, WCW NWO World Tour for the 64, Super Monaco GP for the Genesis. Got a Virtual Racing Deluxe. I sent a box copy. I got a single copy back. Popeye, I want to say that this is ColecoVision. I'm actually excited to play this. Putt and Putter for the Game Gear. I like playing miniature golf games. Beauty and the Beast for the Intellivision. Look at all these games. Demon Attack. I'm just dropping games right now for the Intellivision. What's this down here? World Series Baseball for the Game Gear with the case. Always appreciate that. Le Mans for the C64. I think that's a racing game. Robot Tank for the 2600. Excited to get this one. Bart Simpson, Bart vs. World for the Game Gear. Got Barnstormin' for the 2600. Pac-Man 5200. Got a Defender Atari computer game. I'm just drowning in cartridges now. Let's see. Ooh, a Lynx game. Slime World for the Lynx. Thankfully, it's not slimy. Super Breakout for the 5200. And a Famicom game, Night Gundam Story for the Famicom. Let's see. We got Tomcat for the 7800. That's a somewhat obscure game. You see the 2600 more often. NFL Football for the NES. Let's see, we also got a PS2 memory card and a Super Mario World Super Mario Advance 2 for the GBA. Great game. And then, let's see, there's one more thing. Let me see if I can find where I set it down at. You still waiting? Sorry. I had to go out to get this. Let's put on the headphones again. Check this out. This is an adventure notebook. It's a notebook, but you got adventure on the inside and on the outside, about the size of a CD, but a lot of width. That is pretty cool. How about that? So thank you to all my Patreon supporters who participated. I will probably do another one of these in 6 months for Patreon supporters who've been supporters for at least 6 months or longer. So I'm thinking doing this every twice a year. If you're a Patreon supporter, you go ahead and send pictures in of what you took out, and I will share it with the other, or what you put into the box, and I'll share it with everybody else. And let me know if any of this stuff that I pulled out of the box you'd like to see a next time. And, you know, some of the stuff I plan on keeping, so maybe not everything, but I plan to put some of this back in if you want to see it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this No Swear Gamer on YouTube, consider becoming a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Thanks again. I will see you next time.